Good Sunday morning, everybody. It is December 22nd. It is currently about 19 or 20 degrees outside. As you can see, got some snow. I haven't checked in with you guys for a while, but I just thought I'd make a video of some of the stuff that we're going to be doing in the shed. Some typical winter repairs. As you can see, we got some snow. I've got that on, I think, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And then it's like 4 inches, I suppose. And it got cold, and then it's been cold like Saturday. Yesterday it was cold. It was below zero yesterday morning when we woke up. We probably got into the high teens, low 20s yesterday. And it's supposed to be a little bit warmer today, probably in the mid 20s. I don't know. It looks promising right now that we'll have a white Christmas, but I don't know. There ain't gonna be much snow left because they're talking highs in the 30s tomorrow and Tuesday, and then like mid to upper 30s on Christmas Day and rain. So I got a funny feeling there isn't going to be much snow hanging around except for maybe some piles. Speaking of Christmas, yesterday we went shopping, the family and I, and picked up what we're going to have for Christmas dinner. I'm going to have a big old chunk of prime rib for everyone and some ham. And in the morning, I'm going to make myself or everyone a breakfast casserole. So with some sausage gravy and biscuits and eggs and cheese in it. What are you guys having for Christmas meal? Put it in the comments. I want to see them. So let me know. See what you got. Anyway, well, in the shed here, I guess first things first. Walk by here. I got some mothballs. I'm going to put those around the combine. Not necessarily. I don't put them in the combine in the cab itself. What I usually do, because I don't like the smell of mothballs, especially inside something. What I do is I just sprinkle them all around. Like I'll stick them inside the feeder house here. I'll set them on top of the feeder house, around the tires, on top of the tires. I just can't really get. I guess I can maybe get by here. There we go. I'll stick them up on the back here on the platform around the engine. I'll dump some in the grain tank. I'll throw some in the back here where the shakers are at, up on the platform where the steps are at. Let me get by here again. That's what I usually do, because I don't like the smell of mothballs inside the cab. So I got like cab fresh and stuff in there to keep it fresh in there and keep the mice out of there too. But if you can keep the mice away from it, it helps out more than to try to, so they don't even get on here. Like if you keep them around the tires, they have no place to jump up on and get inside. So that's what I was told several years ago, and it seems to work. So the whole, I've heard of guys putting in dryer sheets, and I've seen mouse poop on the dryer sheets. The mothballs seem to work. Keep them around it so they stay away from it. So anyway, and also this is what I was telling you about this fall about the belt. This belt right here is the one that's slipping, causing it not to the feeder house to stop in the head. The belt is probably due to be it's loose. It's probably due to be replaced. Luckily enough, it's not too deep. I mean, this one here's got to be taken off. And then there's one back here. It's got to be taken off to get to it. I think maybe there's this little shock right here that holds this over, this tensioner right here. I'm going to replace that probably. And then it's going to be hard to see, but there is a tensioner up in here, right here. Well, this spring right here. We tightened that up a couple of times the best we could. And it seemed to help. It doubled our speed. So I think we're going to probably replace this belt Maybe replace this shock right here. Probably replace this belt here while I'm at it, and this one right here while we got to take off. Because you got to take them off to get them out of the way. So, and this one's it's cracked. So anyway, that's one of the projects. That's probably going to be a next summer job in here. And it's right here, easy to get to. So the other project for spring here is soil finisher again. How last year we ripped a shank off of this thing. You can tell by I temporarily booger welded it back on so we could keep going. Not that it wouldn't work anyway. But it's got to get the shank replaced here. And then on the other side, I don't need a shank replaced over there. But I lost all of as you can see, this one here is kind of dangling. This broke. It holds it in to place here. That pin's wore out. The spring is gone. So I got to get some parts for this side for it. And I know there's some shovels that need to be replaced. I replaced a handful 2 years ago. And I don't think I replaced any last year, and I probably should have, but might put a couple. There's a shovel like that one there. It's getting worn out pretty good. And there's another shovel, or another shank right here. That one there is bent. That's been bent since we bought it. I might as well buy that one too while I'm at it and replace it, because it leaves a pretty good furrow. Ooh, my hands are cold. We'll replace that too. So 986. I know I told you about that last winter. Never did get it fixed or to get it replaced, but I've got a radio, a headliner, and a door cylinder kit for it to put on. That might be one of those jobs I might run to town with it in where I work, and take that and put it in the shop in there and do it some weekend when it's warm to work on or whatever. So the other project, as you guys might have seen this somewhere on the internet last weekend, this is the manure spreader. And this right here is shot. It's shot. So I got to put a bearing carrier in there. Now I suppose you're probably wondering why in the world did it take that long for you to figure out that there was a problem there. You can see how egged out that is. Well, first off, I guess I don't want to try to too many excuses, but this right here, this is the shield that covers up this whole shaft here, and you can see it bolts right there to right here, and so there we got 8 to 10 inches of overhang that overhangs it right here. So can't really see it. And to be honest with you, it didn't make noise until literally the last load we hauled last spring. And that's what got my attention. I was like, what in the world's that noise? I went to go get out and looked, and the thing was all slamming around in there. So I don't know. I mean, we usually spread the 986. Maybe it's because the wintertime we've been spreading the back window shut, don't hear it. But this has been more than just, a couple of loads. I mean, that's been a couple of years. I'm guessing what happened is if you look at this, a slight bend in it right here. I think I spread a handful of loads with the 560. The 560's draw bar is a little too short, so the PTO is like, there's not a lot of slide in the PTO when you hook it up to the 560. I'm thinking I probably might have either got into a spot where it pushed, or I turned or something, and it broke that. Well, here's the bearing carrier that was on there. It broke that, and that was that. So I'm gonna get that put back together. I got this bearing carrier. It's not the same as those on there. On I'm gonna drill some new holes in there. The hardware store, farm store I went to didn't have any like that, so we're gonna put that on there. It should be okay. If not, I guess it'll get us hopefully through this winter, and I don't know if I'll have to buy one from actually H&S itself or what, or go to another farm store to try to find one. But it should be okay. So yeah, I think that's my project for today. Possibly if I can stay warm, I might go grab my propane heater and bring it over here so I keep my hands warm anyway. Other project here, because it's in the other in the barn, I guess it is. The 560 needs to have a radiator put in it, because we were using that this fall on the auger, and it started puking out antifreeze from everywhere, and it needs a radiator. Either I don't think it can be recored, because I think the tank is leaking itself. And I don't know, I can't seem to find anywhere. I don't know why, because they made thousands and millions of those tractors, not millions of them, but it's a 560 gas. I like Steiner in their catalog. They don't list a 560 radiator in there. They got them all for, 1256, 756, 986, the 300. They've all got radiators for them, but not a 560. I don't know the story is. So I don't know what I might do. But I gotta get it out of there and see if it can be fixed. It needs to be recored for sure, because it's been repaired several times already, where they've prior to us owning it back, the previous owners had a loader on it, and I'm assuming they ran stuff into the radiator from, having a loader, which happens. I mean, the 6A4s, we've put a couple of grills in that, so, they punched a hole in it. They took a pair of vice grips and they crimped it over and they soldered it up, and it works, and it doesn't get hot, but it does leak now. So I think the best thing to do is, if we can get someone to fix the tank, if it's fixable, and just recore it, and we'd have a brand new radiator. I know I've heard a lot of horror stories about some of these aftermarket Chinese-made radiators. A lot of people buy them for tractors, like this, and the cooling capacity is about half of what they should be, and they end up running hot, especially if you get a tractor that's, got a little tuned up on them. They start to get hot. So, and this one already, if you're not careful, it doesn't really bother anything now, but I know when we used to chop corn, if you'd start to push the chopper on a warm day, it would start to warm the tractor up pretty good. So, nothing else we have now really bothers it. Maybe the soil finisher, the worst, but this doesn't even know the soil finisher's back there. So, yeah, I got to get that done. I'm going to work on the manure spreader here. The sun is bright. It's a beautiful morning this morning. Other than it's cold, but the sun's out. The snow looks really nice. We brought the cattle down off the ridge there at the barnyard now for the winter. So, yeah. But that's pretty much the long and short of our winter projects. I do have actually one more I'd like to do before spring, and I don't know if it'll happen this winter, but I do have a handful of acres up this one valley up here that I think we're going to, it's really rocky, and it was corn on it last year, and I think I'm going to actually use the plow, the moldboard plow that we bought, that actually when Dad bought the 986, he bought with the 986. I'm going to run that through that. I think it's probably 10 acres. That's not even 10 acres. Well, it might be 10 acres. But I'm going to plow it because it's got corn stalks. I could have cut the corn stalks off from it and maybe baled them, but it's really rocky, and I don't want to run a rock through the baler. And it's too much corn stalks. The disc that we have doesn't do good chopping the corn stalks up good. So I think I'm going to bring the plow and we're going to moldboard that like 10 acres or whatever, and it's got to have a few things done to it. Like one of well, it needs new plow lays in the bottom, and I think one of the I don't know what they're called, landslides or landsides or whatever is broke off. So we're going to have to get that in and look at that and see what we can do. I'm assuming you can buy parts for them yet. It's a late model, if you want to say, I guess, 720. But they should be able to make something for it at that dealership yet, I think. If not, I'm pretty sure Shoop has all that stuff. But anyway, let me know what your projects are for the winter, for this, to get ready for spring, how your cattle are doing, and also don't forget to tell me what you're having for Christmas. Probably not going to see you before Christmas, so I just want to wish everyone Merry Christmas, and make sure that you share this and like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we'll talk to you guys later.